What's up, everybody? Welcome back to SinglePlayer with Nathan Webb. Alright, folks, we are back with some more sweet Harvest Moon action. It has been yet another week, and things are just trucking along. Hope they're going well for all of you guys. Hope that you're doing good things this week, benefiting the world in some way, shape, or form. I can tell you it's been just a grand old week for myself. Doing good, feeling better at least a little bit. My throat's still a little wonky today, but getting back in there and just trying to get more stuff done, you know what I'm saying? As much as I can. It takes so much time to do things. And I'm finding it difficult as summer has come around to get the time to do like anything extra that I've been wanting to do. And there's a lot extra that I've been wanting to do, so it's killing me. But there's so many interesting things in the world. Just so many interesting things happening everywhere. It's an exciting place, an exciting world that we live in. It's technically my birthday in the game today, so that's cool. I wonder if somebody will wish me a happy birthday. You would think so maybe they will. Dog, are you wishing me a happy birthday? Thank you. Yeah, spring 29, that's May 29th for me, so I consider that my birthday in the game. Yeah, Hef is excited. Hef is a happy cow. Alrighty, let's go down here and see what else we gotta do. Let's go pet the horse, Bojack. And then we will go to church, I reckon, is what I need to do, because I imagine Potpourri is probably currently there. I don't know if it's time. I don't know when church starts in this town, but I gotta get there one way or the other, and I will get there one way or the other. Doggone it. I don't know if there's a different scene that happens here or what. I really don't actually know the scenario here. I've never done this in the games. I guess I'm not a very good churchgoer in video games. Alright, he's out there. Let's see. Does it say maybe right here what time church starts? Nope. This is indeed a church, and I am its priest, but my faith has changed greatly. Okay. Alright. I'm going to pause real fast and see when this place starts. Alright, sweet. Alright, awesome. So, Potpourri has a very different schedule on Sundays. So I'm going to go and visit her little town, or her home, that is. And I really don't know how this day is going to look for us, but I'm just excited to find out. So let's start out. We're going to follow her to church. Oh, Potpourri, can I walk you to church today, please? Where you at, baby girl? Come on out. All right, Potpourri, let's walk to church together. Let's find out. I wonder if I could make you late for church. Mama, store boy looks at the chickens. Yeah, I know. I'll walk with you, Potpourri. We can go together, even though I know the screen's going to change and you're going to be like a mile ahead of me. See? She just disappears. She's a phantom woman. She's got to get there by 10:10, I think. Whatever. There she is. Ha-ha! I found you. All right. You first. I'll follow after. All right. She's at the church. Come on, Potpourri. What do you think churches are for? Whenever I ask Carter, he won't give me a straight answer. Carter, you are not very good at your job, dudeski. All right. This church was built when I was just a kid. My brother used to take me here all the time. Oh, okay, so it's like a family relationship. Well, that's awesome. That's super cool. How long are you here? Like all day? And you just chill up here, sir? Ah, great timing. Want to hear my sermon? It can get long. Sure. In that case, this is the story of a perfectly normal family. The young son lived together happily. However, one day, the mother took ill and died suddenly. The son looked after the body of his mother and, being too young to truly understand, asked his father what had happened. The father knew not what to say, but told his son that she slept very deeply. The son asked his father to use his allowance to buy a large alarm clock to wake her up. What do you think this story tells us? Perhaps the father learned that avoiding the word death with his son failed to solve his problem. Now let me see. Ah, great timing. Oh, is that just it? Well, no, I'm not going to listen again. All right, church was built. Yeah, we know all this. I guess I can chat to you. How are you doing, buddy? I don't remember your voice, but you look very guilty. You don't look like you feel very good. All right. Was that it for me and Potpourri today? I mean, I thought there was going to be some kind of scene happening there, but it doesn't appear so. Well, I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll give her some chocolate in church. She could at least take my present in church, right? I don't know. I don't know how all this rigmarole works. Would you take this? Thanks, I love it. What do you think churches are for? Okay, still no heart color change on her yet, but we'll get there eventually. Well, I'm going to get some things done around here before moving on, because I can at least get some things sold while I have the time. It's a step in the right direction, at least minorly, and we'll take it. We will take every little thing, every little step. At least I will. I don't know. I don't mind it. I keep hammering these things into the ground, and that's just never going to get me anywhere. Never going to get me anywhere at all. So I hope that all of you are doing well. I'm very interested in hearing about your weeks, how they're going. What games are you playing? What are you up to? It's been honestly, I don't know how you guys feel about this year as far as games are concerned, but it feels like it's been a huge year for the gaming community. A whole heck of a lot has happened. Just a whole lot has gone on. It feels like, to me at least, a lot of huge games have come out. A lot of big horror games and those kind of things have just been all the rage this year. It just feels exciting to me. I'm thrilled to be in the gaming world during this time. But it seems like a pretty big deal. Are you going to the Rose Square? Because that's where I'm headed. Potpourri Mom. Old Pope. Old Po-Po-Po. All right. I think this is where she'll be right now. Yeah. Oh, no. I guess she's going to show right here. Does she say anything different? No. Why does she not say anything different ever? I want to have a different conversation with my wife-to-be. I have to admit, that is one thing about these like classic Harvest Moon games is they're great, but they don't really build a whole lot of story. Like, their characters are pretty one-dimensional in my opinion. Maybe that's just because, I mean, Wonderful Life is a little later in the series, and it was awesome with its storytelling ability through the characters. You can argue with me if you want to, but I think they are really well-written characters. They're fun to learn about between Celia and Molly and Naomi and all that. They're fun characters, and they're interesting, and they have at least a little bit more dialogue. And then doggone Stardew Valley came around, and that thing is just so stinking intricate. These characters are just much better written and deeper. That's the thing, man. Stardew Valley and Concerned Ape and all of his stuff, like, it's really just incredible. It's a great game. I have been reinstilled in my passionate love of visual novels thanks to a game that just recently came out. If you're not familiar with it, I'm not probably never going to play it on my channel, but I've played it plenty of times. But it's a game called Emily is Away. It's made by Tyler Seeley. It's an indie game that I just stumbled upon, gosh, a long time ago over on Newgrounds, and found that game. And it's a game built in, if you're a kid of the early 2000s or 90s or whatever. Well, probably not a kid of the 2000s, but if you grew up in the, you know what I'm saying. You're a 90s kid, pretty much. If you're born in the 90s, then you likely, or I'm going to stop talking now, but I just keep rambling. Anyway, if you are a kid that grew up with a computer in the 2000s, you likely know the feels of AIM and AOL Instant Messenger and all that kind of stuff. And so that's what it kind of started out as. With the first Emily is Away, it's set up just like a AIM or AOL Messenger, and you just get to have this conversation with this girl, Emily, and it goes through a couple years of your lives and a couple chat logs, and you just try to make the right decisions. You try to say the right things to make Emily either fall in love with you or hate you or whatever might happen, and just help her through her drama. And it's unique in the sense that it's a different kind of visual novel because it makes you feel, even though most of the responses are canned and written for you, you just have a couple choices, like most visual novels. It makes you feel like you have more of a say in things. It makes you feel like you're directly making these messages and sending them. And so anyway, I loved that game growing up, but it was pretty short. It's not too long of a game, and just kind of it's always been just a little flash game, you know? Well, it was announced last year that Tyler was making a sequel to it and was going to put it on Steam and all that, and that finally came out not too long ago, and I was very excited. I bought it pretty much. It does cost money this time. It's not just a free flash. But I bought it pretty much as soon as it came out. I was so thrilled and excited to get to play this game, and I've been playing it a lot recently, and it is just so stinking good. Speaking of intricate characters, man, you want to talk about somebody who knows how to write. This Tyler Seeley guy, I don't know if he has I know he has a team behind it and some people working with him, but he clearly knows how to write characters, or has somebody working for him that really gets characters, because this time you have two people you can message. There's Emily and then there's Evelyn, and they are just impeccable. I mean, their characterization is so powerful and strong. You really get the sense of empathy for these characters. You feel for them. Your heart breaks for these girls, and you work so hard to try and make things work with them. You have the choice of being kind of scandalous dog and going for both girls, although it certainly doesn't pull any punches and makes it quite challenging. Or you can just go for one girl, but so far I have yet to succeed. I'm trying my best. In the first Emily is Away, well, spoiler alert, I guess, if you guys wanted to play Emily is Away and you haven't done it yet and you don't want spoilers, maybe skip to like like 30 seconds ahead. But spoiler alert, for the first game, Emily is away. There's no way to win. Like, you can't ever get Emily to love you. At the best, she'll tolerate you, but you never really win with her. You never are able to find her love for real. And in this game, I'm not sure if that's the case as well, but it feels like this game is so much bigger that surely there has to be an option where you can win. And if there's not, that'll just be something I'll have to discover on my own. But as far as I know, that hasn't been confirmed, and so there's got to be a way to win her love, and I'm going to work as hard as I can. Emily's always been my girl. We get along well in the virtual world. But yeah, I've been playing that game, and I highly recommend it if you want to. I mean, it's not an expensive game, you guys. It's like $5. So if you want to make the plurge, the splurge, the plunge, whatever the word is, if you want to make the dive into that and play that game, I highly recommend it. I think you'll enjoy it, especially if you're like me and you love visual novels. And if you're like me and you grew up in the 90s and were on like AIM or AOL a lot, it's really cool. It's a really great game. And this one brought in a couple other elements to it as well. Like you can get links to people's Facebook accounts, and it looks like classic 2006 Facebook from whenever. Like, I can remember whenever Facebook first came out, and I wasn't allowed to have it because I was in middle school whenever it came out. I think maybe even elementary school. No, I was in middle school, but whenever it came out, I was in middle school, and my sister was in college, and she had it, and I was so jealous and wanted to find out more about it, but didn't end up getting one until I was in high school. But I remember that being like, I don't think it was ever like you couldn't make an account. Maybe you couldn't until you were 18. But eventually I made a Facebook account whenever I was like 15 or something. But it's just been a blast. They added in Facebook, like I said, and then they added in YouTube, only spelled with 2 O's instead of a U in tube. Tomorrow's beach day, you know. I came to invite you and your dog. Oh, your dog is still a puppy? I'm sorry, but that means he can't compete. If you have the time, come to the beach tomorrow at 10 a.m. anyway. Bye now. Thanks, Dakakura Zakakura. Appreciate that. So apparently it's beach day tomorrow. I guess I'll go see Potpourri, you know what I'm saying? It's beach day. Woo! Anyway, so like I was saying, Emily is away. Highly recommend. If you like those kind of games, please play it. Support indie creators. I will probably never play it on this channel just because it's got a lot of profanity, and I try to avoid that on this particular stuff. I try to make sure that this remains family-friendly for the most part so that anybody can enjoy these. And so that will not be taking place on this channel, but that doesn't make it any less of a good game. So obviously, while it does have profanity, I would recommend that you be of an acceptable age. It's definitely rated at least PG-13, probably rated R because it has some pretty nasty language in it. I would highly recommend it. It's got a lot of adult themes and topics in it. But it's a fun game, especially if you are a young adult looking for a fun visual novel to read. I just like reading stuff. Obviously, if you're somebody who's like an FPS or likes shooters or Halo or wow, Nathan, way to date yourself. Bring on up Halo. Come on. Ugh. If you're like an Overwatch player, first off, why in the world are you watching my channel? I can't imagine what about me could possibly interest you, but I appreciate it. But if you're like an Overwatch player and you don't really like those kind of slow-paced games, you might not enjoy it. But if you just love games and just want a fun story told to you, then that's a great example. Emily is Away 2, TOO. It's on Steam currently. I don't know if he's selling it. Maybe on Congregate, maybe somewhere else. I don't think it's on Newgrounds this time. But that is one of the cool surprises of the game, is that you can actually go to Newgrounds through his site, which is pretty cool. It's a lot of fun, man. I got to say, it took me on a real nostalgia trip, just going back and seeing all of what I grew up with, just the kind of what it was like back in the 2000s, what it was like growing up, like probably around the time this game came out and all that, Yeah, I think it picks up in 2006, 2005, I can't remember. The first game picked up in 2005. That's why I can't remember. I think this one picks up in 2006. It actually breaks it down a little bit more. So the first one went through the senior year of high school and then the 4 years of college. This one just goes through 6 seasons, so a year and a half. You do summer, then fall, then winter, then spring, then summer. And so it's a little bit different, but I highly recommend it. For real. Do it. Play it if you are of age. Please do. Very fun. Is it finally? Okay, thank goodness. Man, oh man, this place takes forever to open sometimes. All right, let's buy some chocolate so that I can give it to my lady. Oh, thank you very much. You're welcome. I'm glad I could help. Welcome. Wrapping will be this. What would you want to wrap? I'd like to wrap this chocolate bar, sir. Thank you. I'm going to put this in my knapsack. And then I'm going to peace on out of here, sir. Goodbye. Hopefully, I should be able to sell enough things today. This is just a hopefully again. Hopefully, I should be able to sell enough things today that I am able to afford the big rucksack tomorrow. And that'll be the way we'll start off our summer. And that is just a grand old way to start off summer, is with a big old bag. Hey, Potpourri. My mom at the store. My brother looks after the chicken. Would you like this chocolate? Thanks, I love it. Heart change? Oh, my mom. Dang it, Potpourri. Come on, love me. Love me! Okay. That was probably a bit more of a freak out than she needed to deal with, but that's okay. Maybe eggs were just as much for her, and I'm just wasting my time. That seems like something I would do. That feels like me. That sounds like Nathan. Sounds about, or SingleP, excuse me. This isn't Nathan. This is SingleP happening right now. But yeah, I don't know if you guys watched my video from a couple weeks ago, my Tuesday vlog that was all about usernames. I think I called it something like my embarrassing past or something like that. In it, I totally talk about AIM and AOL Instant Messenger and all that kind of stuff. And so it was kind of weird playing this game and going back in time and setting up that classic account name of Mecha Otaku. This time I changed it to Mecha Otaku 23 to match my current age. I figured that would be appropriate and fun. A fun little twist to put on my history. But yeah, so I did that. I encourage you guys to play that game. I think it's fun. I hope that you guys will consider it. Anyway, this has been pretty much a big old advertisement for Emily is Away, even though he's like not paying me. He doesn't know that I'm doing this. I haven't talked to Tyler. I don't know Tyler personally. He did like one of my tweets the other day, which is awesome because, oh, by the way, follow SinglePlayer on Twitter. Anyway, he did like one of my tweets the other day because as I said, I've been playing this game, and one of the features is they can send you links. And so Emily sent me a link to go and listen to her favorite song off the new Snow Patrol album. And I don't know if you guys were fans of that like 90s rock and 90s kind of, I don't even know if rock is the right term for that kind of music, but it was just it was like early 2000s music that the 90s kids that were all angsty and growing up loved to listen to. And so Snow Patrol was one of those bands for me. I have a couple of their albums like sitting behind me in the music room here, in the room that I record in. And I used to love them, but kind of have fallen out of most of my 90s music. I still listen to it every now and again, but with Spotify and with just being busy in general, I haven't really listened to that music in a while, probably a couple years. And I had to bust out my Snow Patrol albums and give them a little listen because they're just so good. They're so fun. And do I not have any more? I feel like I grabbed more. No, I don't. It's just fun to listen to the old stuff and to kind of reminisce and to remember how I felt. You know, it's just crazy. Nostalgia gets weird. If you guys have never had a nostalgic moment, first off, why? You're missing out. But second off, it's going to happen to you one of these days, and it's seriously just a trip, man. It's crazy. It doesn't feel like real life sometimes whenever you just get these like shivers down your spine of like, whoa, this was who I used to be, and realizing kind of how far you've come and how much you've changed since those days, since you were young, since you were a Ute. It's crazy. I don't know if you guys might share this feeling with me, but I definitely feel like the good old days were, you know, it's kind of an elderly sentiment of like the good old days and, oh, well, it was always better 10 years ago. And that's not the case. But it is different, and it is interesting to think back on how times have changed. Life changes, life moves on, people move on, things grow and shift and change, and it's awesome, it's strange, it's crazy, it's powerful. I love it. It makes me feel all sorts of ways, all warm and gooey down inside, and I love it. I love it, to be honest. 4097, let's see. Zakakura is about to come in 30 minutes, so we'll see how much money we get for the day, and then we will call this Harvest Moon quits. So come on in, Zakakura, tell me what I got. Tell me what I got. Let's see. Oh, yes, 54, 57. We are getting a rucksack tomorrow, unless the place is closed, which, let's be real, it is, probably. So, that being said, I will see you guys in the next episode of Single Player with Nathan Webb playing Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineraltown. Make sure to go out and follow me on all my different social medias. Check me out on Twitter. I've been doing a lot of surveys and random things like that, and I would love to have you be a part of that community. So, consider checking me out. And until next time, make sure to leave a comment down below. I will see you guys in the next video. Single Player. Bye!